Welcome back to Vision in the Valley. I am just so overwhelmed with what I experienced today. This morning, I woke up with just renewed sense of spirit, and I know that I serve a God who not only takes care of my needs and my necessities, but he loves me so that he takes care of me in its entirety, meaning even the things that I dream of. So every now and then I have to pull myself back into the light, right? I got to pray my way through it because the devil is a liar and will have you doubting whether or not you made the right decision, especially when you're bold about it, especially when you say, I'm moving on faith. And I know I trust God. I have this great expectation that's like growing in me, and it's been growing for months. I came in just 5 years ago as an entry level position as a clerk. And I've learned through listening to my good shepherds, Pastor John Hanna and Pastor Glenn, that the gift, the blessing is not always packaged the way you expect it to be. I'll give the example of David being in the palace, but not being the king the very first time that he was in the palace. So it's like I may not be the director of patient experience on this next victory. It wasn't intended. I was supposed to be just in the palace. And when I say that, I find myself working alongside of the chief experience officer, creating the model that we'll use for the system for patient experience. Now, I go deeper into this particular subject on a different episode because it it follows how I came in as a clerk and how the Lord put me on a fast track from a clerk's position to being able to say I'm working one-on-one in a subgroup with just me and the experience officer. That's pretty bananas by itself. And as I'm thinking about it and talking about, like, Lord, I know this is definitely where I'm supposed to be. I'm in alignment. I realize that some of the dreams that I shared with you guys earlier, I got the revelation of those dreams. So those were about birthing this new promise. So I finally got to the point where the revelation was that I was birthing twins. So the twins would be one, the podcast, and then two, this patient experience model that I came to this place to do. I came because I received such poor patient experience. And after 20 plus years later, that I had a different experience, it won me over. And the doctor that saved my life without even knowing it helped to nurture this, the seed that the Lord planted in me that I didn't even know it was there, which is bananas. I hope that you're keeping up with me, but that's just how awesome God is to think about something that happened so long ago, taken root, and then was growing so that this day could come. It blows my mind. So I'm in the car and I'm praising his name and I'm magnifying his name. And I'm just, as I'm talking, I feel the Holy Spirit. I know how to draw him near, right? And I love that I've learned how to do that. And even now, as I speak to you, just so full of joy and so full of peace to know my God on an intimate level. It's just, I don't know any other words to say. I'm at a loss for words to describe what it feels like. I know without a doubt, Lord, that this is where I'm supposed to be because 5 years to be here is just unbelievable. And then some of the roles, this latter role that I took was certainly not one that I wanted to take. It was one that I actually said, I don't want to do that. That's the one thing I don't want to do. And when I said that, I had to grab myself like, look, you talking about you serve God and that you love him, you trust him. You don't say what you won't do. You open it up and say, yes, even if it's that thing, I'm going to go and I'm going to do it with the spirit of excellence and I'm going to do it with joy. And because if you ask for it, he'll help you to get the joy that you may not have initially, right? all of the signs, miracle wonders and signs have pointed to me being in this space. All my dreams are pointing to it. This unique vantage point is just solidifying what I've been saying. So I'm like, Lord, you've done more than enough. Even if nothing else happens, you've done more than enough, which is true, right? But I'm expecting something great, something huge. So I say, Lord, I've been thinking about it, and I'm thinking that it's this patient experience director, but I don't want to miss my blessing because the role of that, the title is one thing, but the role, the responsibility, the accountability for that job is what I'm already doing, is what I'm going to do in the next role. So you don't have to have that packaging to deliver on the promise. And I discovered that about myself and about this particular thing a few episodes back. So I'm just kind of reiterating it. As I'm talking to the Lord, I say, it's just amazing to me that giving birth, because let me step back for just a second. I've worked other places and have gotten joy out of my work. I enjoy fixing problems, coming in and figuring out what the problem is and finding solutions. That is what I do. I do naturally because that's how I'm made. But this is quite different because I'm working with a purpose, a different kind of purpose, because my purpose is, let me say this real quick. The strategy that I'm working on for the hospital with patient experience is to say each role we have, whether you're an accountant, a clinician, a clerk, a transporter, a food nutrition service worker, whatever role you do, you should have a direct line of sight to the mission statement. It should match whatever you do. Your job should go back to okay, this is the mission of the hospital, but how does my role as a clerk match that? So for every individual person, you have a connection to it. And for me, I realized that, so if we're all true to that, everyone is creating a better environment for that great patient experience, right? The food nutrition service worker, the transporter, the clinician, all of us are playing that role. Well, my role as a Christian is to have a direct line of sight to God's mission, his purpose for me. And if I'm in alignment with that, regardless of what my role is, I'm winning. I'm doing that thing. So whether you call me patient experience director or operations manager or analyst, whatever, as long as I am connected to his mission statement, as long as I have that direct line of sight, I am in alignment, and that is good. That just blessed me because I did not expect to say that. So then I said, Lord, it's just amazing that you've allowed me to have this purpose because it matters differently. Like when you work at a place where I work, it's a tough place to be. And it's a tough place to be because the culture has been what it is for a long time. And so people come in, especially new people, they get frustrated very quickly because it's like, what is happening here? What is going on? And there's some people who've been there a long time and they feel that way as well. What helps me is that I know what purpose I serve there. So even when it's really difficult, I can't just walk away until my assignment is complete. I can't walk away from it. I'm connected in a different way. I have an accountability for something different from responsibilities. I'm accountable for this task being done regardless of whether my name is assigned to it or not, regardless of if the title is assigned or not. This is an accountability from a spiritual perspective. So no matter how difficult it is, and some days it's really tough. I'm not going to lie. It's really tough. And my coworkers who are out there listening, I applaud you and I thank you for what you do because I know how tough it is. But with that being said, because I know that I'm walking in his purpose, it makes it easier not because it's so easy for me, not for that reason at all, but because I know that if he put me there, everything else is going to be okay. The bad days, that's for now. That's just for this moment. If he put me there, I'm covered. And that's the way he covers me, period. But can you imagine what he does for us when we're in alignment with him? So that's what keeps me going. And I was thankful for that. Like, I'm just so thankful that I'm in this place. And I'm thinking, how did I get here? Like, wow, this is crazy that the one place that I'm going to give birth to these two beautiful moments. And you guys, oh, the spirit is just overwhelming me now as I think about it. In that moment in my car, I said, oh my gosh, it's only fitting that you give birth to these twins at this space because it's the first place where you became a mother. I had my oldest baby, and that was the terrible journey, the terrible patient experience that I felt all of those years ago. Look at God. Now, are you kidding me? It had not even dawned on me to put the two of those things together. So, yes, it's only fitting that I deliver this new birth, these twins, this right here in this space, at the same place that I first became a mother, at the same place I first gave birth physically. I am now giving birth spiritually to twins. The first time around, I had a baby, Ashley. Now I've given birth to, in the spirit, to the podcast and putting the model for the patient experience. God is amazing. He's amazing. So now you understand why I could not wait to share this with you, because I needed you to hear in my voice the strength of it all, the weight of it all. And to God be the glory, because even to share that with me, to allow me to see in that moment was just, I'm in a car. I wish I had been at home because, I'm crying and driving and like just praising him. It's bananas, right? I am also thankful because I said, Lord, you couldn't have given this all to me at one time. It would have been too much. This Valley girl serves a mighty, mighty sovereign God, one that allows me to continue to give birth and sometimes even to twins. I look forward to talking with you soon.